WolfGxngDon, never lacking. 2K bills to the fraction, breaking it down to the pound, puts news and views on tips to get you cracking. It don't stop till we on top, boy, brick by brick, we gotta build. Give a like and drop a sub, this WolfGxngDon, you know it's real. Never chill, sauce it up, we stacking, getting bills. Peep the traction, getting badges, 2K champ, this how it feels. This the dawn, yeah, running it up, no time to play. You know what's on, yeah, the greatest builds inside 2K.
If you are looking for one of the most versatile center builds in the game, I got you covered right here. It's at the center position, of course. Handing this is up to you, jersey numbers up to you. Go ahead and smash that like before we even get too deep into the video, man. For the body settings, we got 6'10", 215 pounds with a 7'6" wingspan. For the body shape, just go ahead and go with build. This is a Pascal Siakam type of build, so you want him to look a little diesel, you know what I'm saying? And all right, we're gonna go ahead and get right into the attributes on this build. We're gonna start off with close shot. We're gonna take this up to a 67. Now, one of the important things on this build is the badge count. We're trying to make sure that we end up with 16 badges. Now, for the driving layup, we're gonna take this up to an 80, which is very decent for one of the builds like this if you don't get a dunk, which sometimes you won't, you know what I'm saying? You still wanna be able to make that layup. Now, for the driving dunk on this build, we're gonna take this up to an 86, which is a very decent driving dunk, and you already know we get that gold limitless takeoff, that silver posterizer. We going crazy, and the dope thing about this build is that limitless takeoff is in tier 2, so that makes it an even easier badge to access. You actually use that to get to your 10 so you can get to tier 3, and in tier 3 all we're worried about is posterizer, man. Now, all right, for the standing dunk, we're gonna take this up to a 75. You know, pretty good little standing dunk. You'll be able to pull them off. Make sure when you try to do these standing dunks that you're using up on the stick. That'll help you get a couple more animations that you probably wouldn't normally get. Now, oh, bars, by the way. But all right, so for the mid-range shot, we're gonna take this up to a 71. You will still be able to hit middies. I mean, you ain't gonna be out there, you know, post fade and all that unless you got some stick skill, but it's a pretty decent midi. Now, for the 3-point shot, we're taking that up to an 81, man. We got our eye on, we zeroed in on that gold catch and shoot in tier 3. And for the free throw, we're gonna take this up to a 75. And of course, once again, we are targeting that badge count. 17 is what you need on this build to make sure you can get that gold tier 3 catch and shoot. And the 75, that's really just so we can make sure we are knocking down those free throws. Now, one thing that's special about this build over other center builds is all of the playmaking that is on it. So we will be going with an 80 for the pass accuracy, an 81 for the ball handle, and we're gonna max out speed with ball at a 71. This build will be able to beat a lot of those bigger, slower centers right off the dribble, man. And this build comes with some very decent playmaking badges as well. You see we got silver quick first step, we got silver unpluckable. This build is going to be special. Now, for the interior defense, of course, it can't be a balanced build or a well-made build if it doesn't have, you know, at the center position, you need around an 80 for interior defense. We can go ahead and take that up to an 82. We're gonna go with a 70 on the perimeter defense and a 71 for the steal. Now, one thing that I will say, you will be able to play the passing lanes on this. I mean, you only get bronze interceptor, but if you are good at timing it and you know how to stay in the passing lanes and you know how to play a little bit of defense, you'll be all right doing that. Now, for the block, we're gonna take that up to a 93, so we get that gold anchor. For the offensive rebound, we're gonna take it up to a 70. Now, the thing about this is a point where you can add some extra badges, or you can, you know, kind of dumb this down in order to get, you know, 1 point somewhere else. But even when you lower that to a threshold, like right before you lose 25 badges, it doesn't give you any additional badges, and that kind of sucks, but that is what it is. Now, for the speed, we're gonna take this up to a 70. And for the acceleration, we can go up to a 65. The strength, we're going to take that all the way up, max it out at an 80. As a center, you will need that strength in the paint to battle down there. And the vertical, we're going to take that up to an 80 as well. And last but not least, we're going to take up the stamina to a 90, man. The build ends up with 16 finishing badges, 17 shooting, 18 playmaking, and 25 on defense. We'll get more into the specific badges later on in the video, but let's go ahead and talk about these takeovers. Now, these are the two that I would suggest: spotter precision and interior badge drop. I mean, you can use I mean, I would obviously suggest going with the shooting one for your primary takeover, but in your secondary, you can go rim protecting or glass cleaning. I wouldn't suggest going playmaking, really won't help you much. And all right, those are the two that I'm going with, spot of precision, interior badge drop. Let's talk about the shades of and the rare build name that we actually got on this. So we got shades of Joel Embiid, Bam Adebayo, and Pascal Siakam. I do feel like it is versatile like Joel, but this seems more like a Pascal Siakam type of build to me. And it comes out as an inside-out playmaker. I have not seen many of these in the rec, in the park, none of that, but it is a dope build, has a little bit of height, and able to guard some of those bigger centers. Now, last but not least, we can go ahead and talk about these badges, man. We're going to test this build out and show you some of the badges that I would put on this build in order to make it a very dominant build. So starting out with the finishing badges on this build, we have Posterizer Cord on silver in tier 3, Rise Up on bronze. Like I said, I'm not trying to, be down there just dunking on everybody in the paint, but I do like to do standing dunks from time to time, so I do have Rise Up on. Then we got Limitless Takeoff on gold with a silver Fearless Finisher, man. Y'all already know how powerful Limitless Takeoff is, and the fact that that's in tier 2 for this build is absolutely crazy. Fearless Finisher, that's just so you can finish some of those contact layups. And Slithery, of course, is a dope badge. On point guards and small guards and stuff, it's normally in tier 3, but on this build, in tier 1, you can avoid some of the contact on your finishes going into the paint. Now for shooting, this is what I got right here. So we got Catch and Shoot Cord on tier 3 on gold, man. I told you this is one of the most important badges to this build. We got Blinders on silver, Green Machine on silver, Volume Shooter on gold, Slippery Off Ball bronze, and then Claymore. Claymore kind of acts similar to a Catch and Shoot type of badge, but it's when you spend a little bit of time stationary. I think they said it's about 2 seconds. Green Machine just gives you that boost. You already know you're gonna need that. Volume Shooter is one of the badges that I am going to put on almost every build that I make. It is truly invaluable. And Blinders, I think, works a little bit better than Deadeye. I mean, you can put Deadeye on and see if you like it, but I prefer Blinders. It gives a little more activation, and I feel like it gives you a lot more wiggle room. For the playmaking, like I said earlier, in the build we do have Unpluckable in tier 3. That is the only tier 3 badge that I'm worried about. The only other one that I could see being important is probably Needle Threader, but I don't personally use that on my bigs, but it will help you in those break starter situations. And speaking of break starter, we got that on gold. Bailout, we got that on bronze. Quick First Step is on silver. Vice Grip, this will help you not get ripped, man. You need to put on Vice Grips if you're having an issue with your big man getting ripped off those rebounds, off those catches. It'll help you out quite a bit. But we got 2 badges to help us secure the ball. We got Vice Grip and we got Unpluckable. With those 2, you shouldn't be out here getting ripped like crazy. And then for my last badge, I did put Clamp Breaker on, and the reason for this is because a lot of builds, well, not a lot of builds, any build that's over 6'9" will likely not have clamps. So with that being said, this build does have some playmaking. You'll be able to drive right past a lot of the people that you're going to be playing, because as a center, most of the time, the center guarding is going to be over 6'9". Now for defense and rebounding, one of the most important badges to this build, we got Off-Ball Pest. That is going to help you stop people from just running into the lane when they don't have the ball. Pick Dodger, I literally just put that on because I had extra badges. I mean, you could put it on Pick Dodger, you could put it on Glove, Interceptor, whatever you feel like is going to help your build be the best. Then I got Post Move or Post Lockdown on silver, Box Out Beast on gold, Anchor, silver. I don't personally set a lot of screens, so Brick Wall isn't really a badge that's a priority for me, but if it's a priority for you, maybe take it off Pogo, or reallocate some points elsewhere to get Brick Wall, or you can use some of those extra badges that we do have, but we'll talk about where we're going to put the extra badges at the very end of the video. Now for Rebound Chaser, this is one of the easiest badges to core. That's why I cored it on tier 3. We got that on gold. It is a very solid badge, and I would highly suggest putting that thing on if you don't have it on already. But all right, man, that's pretty much it for me. It's your boy. Hold on, almost forgot about the extra badges. So for me, I'll put a lot of the extra badges into defense or finishing. Shooting, I don't really feel like you need them much unless there's a badge you see that you want, like Mini Magician or Amped. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, man. I will catch y'all boys in the next one. It's your boy Don, and I'm up out of here. Peace.
Piling paper, got them talking nice to me. Down the bottle, it be going right through me. Brown baby down to take a flight to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. Piling paper got 'em talking nice to me. Guess that's why the